Hello, live chatters. It is now, what is today? The 19th. Whoops, let me get this lighting right. Oh well, should have done that before. It's the 19th of July, 2020, the craziest year I've ever lived through. Good evening from Cornwall. Jem, I have to read your letter. I want to get that chess thing in as soon as possible. Hey, nice to see you, Danielle. Stephanie, nice. Andrea, nice. Samuel, haven't seen you before. Robert, Kelsey, James D, Shirley, you've been writing some nice comments to some people who are suffering. Nothing much, it's going to be 89 degrees. Hey, Mobius. Susan Jones from Virginia. Smokey Melton from where I don't know. JD. Hey, you got some good support on the comments today. Have all of you seen my video I posted yesterday, July 18th? Which is called, Can You Find Meaning in Your Suffering? Hey Kyle, nice to see you here also. Well, today is July 19th. It's a very special day for many reasons. It was on July 14th, 1997. Thank you, Danielle, for your wonderful contribution. Nice to see you again. Danielle's getting off this station to a good start. We just had a new Patreon person subscribe yesterday, one of my coaching clients. And this station, this live chat, this weekly TV program, this weekly hour with Pastor Doug for mental health recovery would not be possible for you without your generous contributions. Hey, Thales in Brazil, it's 90 in Texas. Yeah, Kyle lives there. He tells me that all the time. Yeah, it was a good video. Yes, DT Vid 620. I thought it was very good. Anyway, so July 14th, 1997, we meet with a bunch of people in Mary Manon Morrissey's Office of the Spiritually Inclined Living Enrichment Center, and they say an affirmation for me, hold me in consciousness for the next 3 days. My wedding anniversary, July 17th, I'm starting to feel better after 18 months of unrelenting depression. And on the 19th, which is today, I went with my good friend Kathleen with a walk on the Columbia Gorge, Waukeala Falls, and she said, Doug, you don't seem so depressed anymore. And then I knew I was getting better. So July 19th, July 14th and July 17th, very important days for me, the 17th, my wedding anniversary. Yes, you need to see that video. Did you get my email about book editing? If you send it today, I'll look for it afterwards. I get so many emails, I've lost track of them, but yes, I'll look for it, Peter. Does it have your email address, and the return address? Uh-oh. Mobius Zero, now look, we have to, you cannot say you wouldn't mind if the world ended. I'll have to put you on timeout. This is positive support for people who are struggling with depression and anxiety. It's a supportive community, so I know you're in pain. Well, Danielle, a cancer, cool, on my wedding anniversary. Well, that's synchronistic, as we say, right? Speaking of which, Edward Steiner, who gives his wonderful $25 a week, sent me some jokes by email. New ones. How's this? I'll find it. Here are. My uncle named his dogs Rolex and Timex. They're now his watchdogs. Anybody get that? You have to be older than 30 to know that. Rolex and Timex, one's a very expensive watch, one's a very cheap watch. My uncle named his dogs Rolex and Timex. They're his watchdogs. Did you hear about the rumor about butter? We're not going to spread it. Anyway, hey, Marin, you made it, yes, and it's really early in Tokyo or Japan, I'm assuming. Edward, I just read one of your jokes. Did you hear it? Yeah, you can vent, Mobius here, but don't talk about ending the world or, ending your, anything else. If you just want to kvetch, as we say in Yiddish, that's fine. Suhaib, that's fine. Susan J, nice to be my wedding anniversary and your birthday, Danielle, and everything we have in common. So, who here saw my video yesterday? And, God, you know what? Oh my goodness, you guys are in luck. Did I tell you that my book is being made into an audiobook, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, which I'm still going to mail to Edward Steiner once I get to a UPS store that's reasonably open, right here. Okay, check this out, guys, gals, if I can find it. Let's go to Claire's thing. Okay, here we go. as my gym teacher used to say, listen up. You're going to hear the first moments of the record.
Going through hell. Don't stop. A Survivor's Guide to Overcoming Anxiety and Clinical Depression by Douglas Block. Copyright 2020. Palace Communications. Dedicated to the loving memory of Anne Zimmerman. Although you could not save yourself, your spirit lives on in the lives of those whom you loved and served.
Well, could you hear that? I was pointing it towards here. I needed to point it towards my microphone. Anyway, hey, Natives Makeup Counter like? Anybody? You live in Dublin. Oh my God, well of course you can come here. It's only 9 hours difference. That's right, you were in Dublin last time. Better than Japan, I think. 10,000 steps, excellent. Did you hear, any of you hear this wonderful Australian read this video? Read this audiobook? It's coming out in about 6 weeks. Anyway, Aussie accents, you're right, you got it.
There is not one of us in whom a devil does not dwell. At some time, at some point, that devil masters each of us. It is not having been in the dark house, but having left it, that counts. Teddy Roosevelt.
What do you think? It's got a pretty good reading voice. Yes, you print out all the quotes. Thanks, Julia. How do you get the audiobook on Amazon? It's going to be carried by Audible. Has anybody here heard of Audible? Let me spell it out in case you don't know how to spell it. Audible. I will let you know if you guys either send me your email addresses or you just keep coming back every Sunday. I'll let you know when it comes out. Won't be coming out till the middle to well, actually probably September because there's a big backlog at Audible. Yes, of course it's possible to find happiness, Mobius Zero. You can find it every day. Not all the world is just cruel, my friend Mobius. A lot of good people, like the people here. Anyway, so anniversary of my healing, audiobook coming out. Meanwhile, the world is still suffering. COVID is going crazy here in America. And how are you guys all doing with it? And yeah, can we find meaning in our suffering? Sounds like Russell Crowe. Very good. Yeah. Audible, right. So, what do you think? Can we find meaning in suffering? Well, I said in the video, if it makes us more compassionate and more loving, we can. Yeah, and by the way, the other thing is that if you believe in karma, right? If you have a serious illness and you're in pain a long time, people could say that's burning off karma from the past and you're getting liberated from it. So if you believe in reincarnation, even pain that doesn't go away can be seen as useful. Thanks for this week's video. Yeah, RCB, I love the name Rachel. I always wanted to name my daughter Rachel. Slight dysthymia, now in double depression episode, loss of a career, still not recovered, so frustrated 7 months. Well, you know what they say. You know what they say. When going through hell, don't stop. Seriously. I would say that for the first 5 decades of my life, I spent more time being unhappy than happy. I mean, depression hit me at 18, 25, 36, 42, 57 hike. I mean, really, every decade. So, but it does get better. Hey, Liverpool, England, the home of the Beatles. Yeah, it's evening, and yeah, of course it is. It's 8 o'clock. Leah Benetti, I love your your Italian name. Yeah, therapists can help. I mean, okay, Mobius, you need to watch my video called Notice Moments of Grace. Even in the midst of hell, there can be a beautiful sunset or a song. I mean, seriously. Okay, Jay Argonauts. I feel your pain, Mobius, absolutely. Windkite, I like that name. Douglas, I've always wondered and I'd be curious, are you a Christian? Well, I'm actually Jewish, but only on my parents' side. How's that for a joke? So, speaking of jokes, what do we have here? More jokes from Edward Steiner. What has he said? My therapist says I have a preoccupation with vengeance. We'll see about that. Why do vultures make terrible airline pilots? Well, they keep circling the runway. These are good, Edward. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You bring a smile to my face. hopefully other people on this live chat. Oh, the girls of Steel Sonic, good work. Good. James French, do I think karma exists? Absolutely. No question. It means come back in Sanskrit. What goes around comes around. We all know that, right? You're good to others. Eventually, they'll be good back to you. Yes. Win hike, I don't know what it means, but I like your name. Well, what do you think of Edward Steiner's jokes? I haven't heard any laughs. Jim Lampe, I'm struggling with feeling bad about being depressed, especially when spending time with those in deep grief. Any strategies to offer in between therapy sessions? Yes, keep having compassion on yourself. You don't have to feel bad. You're doing the best you can. Others are feeling grief. You're feeling depression. Thank you, Robert Jenkins, for your weekly $20 donation. The patron saint of YouTube is Robert Jenkins. How's your OC doing? Doing okay. I had a rough few days, but I'm somewhat managing a day at a time. My thoughts keep getting to me, and I latch on to them. The problem is once I latch on, it can last hours a day. So it's a spiritual practice, Robert Jenkins. Anytime a thought comes, you have to breathe. You know what? I like to watch them go by like leaves on a river or clouds overhead or railroad cars. Have some sort of image. When you see the thoughts, when you think the thoughts, imagine them coming into your field on the left, middle, and then exiting on the right. Create some sort of visual imagery. That will help you. Yeah, sorry about your dad, Mobius Zero. You're pretty young. Did your dad die recently? I mean, you're only around 30, aren't you? A loss of friends with alcoholism. Yeah, boomerang Frank effect karma. Speaking of which, what do you call, you guys from Australia, what do you call a boomerang that doesn't work? What do you call a boomerang that doesn't work? A stick. Not my joke. Anyway, no one's laughing yet. All right. Hepatitis B, wow. I tell you, life is full of suffering. You're absolutely correct. But what did Viktor Frankl said? To live is to suffer. Something to suffer. To live is to create meaning from the suffering. You guys can read it to me. Anyway, creating meaning from suffering. You're maintaining. Excellent. Yes. Keep those comments coming on letting people support you. Tell something about inferiority complex and coping techniques. Well, here's the thing about inferiority complex. As soon as you compare yourself to somebody else, you've lost, because there's always going to be someone more successful, more wealthy, and more, beautiful than you are. However, if you just run your own race, and if you have difficulty doing things, then find a therapist and go work on them. Like if you feel social anxiety, work on that, exposure, whatever is going on, you can improve yourself with work and with support. Really, I like that song. I believe in karma. What you give is what you return. Wow, your dad died was July 4th. Well, you have a right to bitch, Libby Zero. Was it unexpected? I mean, he was obviously a young man. All right, Roller Girl from Las Vegas. Yeah, Darren Hayes song. What's the name of the song, James French? What if the leaf just floats randomly around your head? Well, then you need to give it a little bit of a push, Danielle. See that sucker going down the river. Someone laughed at some joke. I'm trying to learn to love myself, not easy. Sometimes when I catch my reflection, I think, who is that ugly person? And then you realize it's me. And then you say, yes, but the ugly duckling turns out to be a swan, right? Holland, I was in Amsterdam when I was 33. I want to go back to the Van Gogh Museum. By God, neutron get lost. You didn't see my joke about the desert, Betsy? Did you post it right now? I mean, these things are going by a mile a minute. Why don't you tell it again? Oh, how can you you can never starve to death in the desert because of all of the sandwiches there. Thank you, Betsy. That was perfectly horrible. I appreciated it. I got it. Who made those lovely drawings of you? My goddaughter made those lovely drawings when she was 6. She's now 30, Mobius's age. Okay, Tariq Ahmed, South African born, 3rd generation, great grandparents from India. Sounds like you've got a lot going for you. Well, Vashia Budu, intrusive thoughts come and go. I'm still dealing with them. I'm 71. So, it's like alcoholism, recovering from alcoholism, one day at a time, right? It's a process. You're a recovering alcoholic. You're a recovering intrusive thought person, right? So you just have to use your tools and work with these symptoms daily and manage whatever it is. Anxiety, depression, panic disorder, intrusive thoughts. It's about managing them, not making them go away forever. Speaking of which, I'm still very proud of this wonderful diagram we made, Healing from Depression. 5 therapeutic activities of self-care. On the other side, boost your psychological immune system. If anybody can tell me what happened today in 1848, you get one of those for free. What happened? What an incredible event, life-changing event, world-changing event happened today, July 19th, 1848. I'm waiting for an answer. And don't look it up on Google. That's cheating. Nice to see you again, Roller Girl. Viktor Frankl, who said what? He's my hero, man. Search for meaning. I need friends. Depression is so lonely. You're right. Well, can you join a support group? My dad had COVID. Wow. That's heavy. What? How many lives have COVID taken? 130,000 in the U.S. alone? Wow. Yeah, you're right, Andy. You have to build a solid foundation, cognitive part, before you do exposure. John Gaffilin, nice to see you again. I started window paint waiting for the sun to rise until it dawned on me. Very funny. Long time no see, the man said when he ran through the desert with his beach ball. Boy, you're getting worse every day. Thank you, Betsy. I know it's old, but living in the moment is very effective. Well, it's not old. It's old because it's true. JD, how does one recapture lost motivation? Mine slipped away from me. Whatever it is that's causing lost motivation, treat it. I find that if you have other people help you, like when I couldn't go to the gym, I had someone else go with me. So bringing other people into your life helps with lost motivation, and then having a therapist or a coach who can keep encouraging you. We need other people's encouragement. It was the year of 1838. What was the year of 1838, Danielle? Oh, no, I'm talking about 1848. I know my numbers. I used to teach math. You're right, Jay. People who hate other people because of their ethnic background are dumb. Absolutely. That's called prejudice, something we're trying to eliminate in the human race. If you start taking your depression tabs, can it return? Was that like a... Oh, I see. I thought it was a joke about a typewriter. Yes, it can return, but it may not return. No one knows. Absolutely. Why is it annoying to eat next to a basketball player? They dribble. Yes. How's it going, MD? How's your studies going? Are you in Austria or are you in Germany? How long was my longest depressive episode? 18 months. But that doesn't mean yours will be 18 months. That doesn't mean anything. Everybody is different. But the point being is if you just take it a day at a time and hang in there, you will get better. Trust me. All right. How many watchers do we have? Have you guys gone to my homepage and noticed that there's these random videos appearing? One was on the pleasure trap today, then there was one on astrology. My wife Joan looks at them and they migrate to my YouTube channel. Very annoying, and my views have gone down. But who do you call? Google does not have customer service. Yeah, some people say, Hayden, that the keto diet helps cure depression. I've heard that. It's anecdotal. I don't think there's any proof behind it. Yeah, 1848, but no one's mentioned what it was. Seneca Falls, that's right. But what happened in Seneca Falls? We're still waiting for the right answer. 1848, July 19th, something monumental happened. 70 people, 60, 46, all over the map. All right, what else do we have here? First time here, Roller Girl. Yes, from LA, Las Vegas. There's a guy I used to coach who's from Las Vegas. Wow, yes. My dad's death is the most painful thing that ever happened to me. Well, yeah, absolutely. I talked to Mitch when I was 30 years old, and now I'm 83 and feeling fine. Who is Mitch, by the way? I still haven't heard from Noah. Absolutely not. Well, I'm still waiting to hear what happened in July 19th, 1848. Meanwhile, another joke somebody. A lozenge to keep me from coughing. Oh, yeah. Do I know if genetics plays a role? It always plays a role. Give me hope. I'm going to IOP starting Tuesday. Good idea. Home in Germany. Many things are going in my life right now. Sometimes they fail, sometimes not, but study-wise it's going great. Good for you, MD Nixon. Thank you, Roller Girl. You look great too, except I can't see you. MFSB. I've been feeling depressed for about 3 years now, but lately I'm feeling the urge to improve myself, to have a better future. But I often feel extremely anxious. How do I prevent myself from losing motivation? Create structure, create routine, and get a coach. Create structures in life. And tell us, please, what Roller Girl, what do you want to know? Yeah. I hope you've been working with a therapist or some sort of a sponsor from AA or a coach or somebody. We have to heal in community. People cannot recover from depression all by their lonesome selves. Why does everything feel so overwhelming during a depressive episode? Because your body, it's like having the emotional flu, right? Why do you feel overwhelming if you're sick with the flu? Because you're disabled, right? Is recovery possible without meds? It happened to me 23 years ago this week. It's different for everybody. Can anxiety make you have mood swings? Sure. Anxiety definitely makes you irritable. Is Wellbutrin good for motivation? If it helps with depression, it helps with motivation. Yes, I know. No, I had a live stream. Robert told me about it. Okay, I just found out why I've been sick since May. I thought it was COVID, but the test was negative. Comprehensive blood work came back positive for antibiotic-resistant bacterial infection, a superbug. Wow, those are tough. Those are tough, lazy eye rams. I know people have had them. All right. Wellbutrin is good if it helps with depression. You've adopted Douglas as your dad? I didn't know you did that. SB, I'm going to have to put you in my will immediately. But I didn't get a Father's Day card from you. Anyway, let's talk later. Always good to see you on the channel. How does therapy work? Well, someone takes a magic wand and waves it over you and say, abracadabra, you're well. And that's it. No, that's a lie. You go back, you understand, you try to understand yourself, right? What did Socrates say? The unexamined life is not worth living. What did the Temple of Delphi say? Know thyself, right? Oh, you had ECT when you were 30? Well, I had it when I was 66, and I'm still doing okay. Anyway, yeah, so therapy works by self-knowledge, self-control. You need another person to reflect back to you. It works because of partnership, because of relationship, and because there are now tools and techniques like CBT to help us change our thinking. And if we change our thinking, we can change our feelings. So there's a whole basket of wellness tools you can learn in therapy. So Nina's makeup counter, did that answer your question? You should try it out. It can be very good with the right person. 3-year battle with... Bruce, come in! Bruce needs to go outside. I may have to unplug myself. Oh, Bruce, he had an abscess under his chin. We had to take him to the doctor yesterday. $250, man. But Bruce is worth everything. He's getting his teeth cleaned on Thursday, by the way, but they have to put him under... Hey, Joan, are you there? Bruce is meowing.
Yeah, he wants to be fed.
Good. Thank you for being there for him. So, I hope I explained that, Nina. Yeah. I have been depressed since the sperm hit the egg, said my brother. So, where is Edward Steiner? Where are you, Edward? Time for another Edward joke. My partner Joan really liked this. I don't know about you, but I rely on UPS more than the post office. Anyway, FedEx and UPS have joined forces. They are now fed up. I'll read it again. FedEx and UPS have now joined forces. They are now fed up. Why did the man bring toilet to the party? Because he was a party pooper. Boy, that's bad. Anyway, I like that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And this is my favorite. What does the world's top dentist get as a reward? A little plaque. Thank you, Edward. I want some people to laugh. All right, let's get back to people's problems. You can't stand people who tell you to snap out of it? Well, they're ignorant. That's right, James French. Roller Girl, we have to show you a picture of Bruce, don't we? And it does take a long time to find the right therapist. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. What procedure, Robert Jenkins? I missed what you said about your procedure. Robert and I chat on the phone every now and then. Okay, you like the jokes. Anyone here waking in the middle of the night irrationally scared? Of course. It's called anxiety in the middle of the night. Go back to bed, think of some positive thing that's happened to you, and then start counting sheep backwards. I'm going to have a new video called What to Do When You Wake Up in the Middle of the Night. Do you think the reason I'm affected by the sad news of the actor has something to do with my depression? Well, yeah, also because you're the same age as he was, right? So, of course, you're a fan, you know him, and you think, my God, maybe that could happen to me, but it won't if you keep working on yourself. Your husband sounds like he's encouraging. That's good, I hope. And live chat therapist, a lot of tools, Marin. You're a survivor. But yes, I think you were depressed by his death because he's your generation. Healing takes a long time, Leah, because the early imprints in the nervous system stick, and they're really hard to change. Changing yourself is the hardest thing you'll ever done. Someone just gave $50. That must be the patron saint of YouTube, number 2, Edward Steiner. Thank you so much. My friend writes lyrics about sewing machines. She's a singer-songwriter. You're brilliant. However, I have to explain the joke to people who don't know it. Singer is one of the a guy named Singer actually, I don't know if he invented the sewing machine or he improved it. But yeah, Singer sewing machines are incredibly, incredibly famous. So you have to know that singer-songwriter means Singer is the maker of sewing machines. Anyway, great pun. Is twitching a normal reaction to anxiety? Anxiety has to do with muscle tension. It's possible. Yeah, you like to think about the plaque? Thank Edward Steiner. I took Lamictal for suspected bipolar. It helped me, but it doesn't work for everyone. Of course, nothing works for everybody. Hey, Alex Haynes, can I send you an email? I don't know if Jem's doing it, but I need someone to send a chess problem in to London. I'm part of a chess solving contest, which I may win, but you have to live in the UK, which of course I don't. So, Alex Haynes, you're coming off Zoloft. Vivid dreaming, yeah, for some people. Mobius theory, your motivation will return. Anthony Olson from Texas, where it's hot as hell, and a great pianist. What do you know about herbs for disorders, or where you recommend looking for reliable information? Just type in natural alternatives to Prozac in the internet, and also try to find a naturopath or nutritionist or somebody studies that stuff. Lamictal numbs you out. I take Lamictal, doesn't numb me out. Everybody is different. How to change myself? That's the $64,000 question, A of the system. That's what we're all trying to do. Work and support. Yes, Effexor and Lexapro, not only did they make me agitated, they went ahead and plummeted me or launched me into my 2 worst depressive episodes in '96 and 2015. Yeah. Uh-oh, Windkite said a joke and Everett Steiner gave it a thumbs up, so it must be good, but I can't find Windkite's joke. Maybe you could repeat it. Oh, I know if this one is funny, but I heard about it a long time ago. Why did Cinderella get kicked off the soccer team? Because she was always ran away from the ball. Pretty good, Windkite. Not bad. You're from Missouri? You're in Missouri? I thought you were in Texas. Well, it's hot as hell. Home Midwest. Really? Okay, does it take a lot of time? Yeah, well, working on yourself is a lifetime experience. But however, the good news is there's a payoff. You get to be more conscious. Your job and all our job is to be a fully conscious human being. I'm going to write that down. Yeah, when I first got out of the hospital, Windkite, I had a horrible time falling asleep by myself. So you know what I did? I left the hall light on and let the light come in, and I played some music. I had the same thing. It went away as I started to feel better. Does that help? Leave the light on, and also, talk to your doctor. Maybe there's some anxiety coming up in the evening, and maybe you could find ways of treating it through medication or CBT. What you have is treatable, but I turned the light on, but I was afraid to fall. It's very, very common when you're anxious. So you can find help, I promise you. Okay. You feel empty and hopeless? Well, that's part of what being depressed is, the cast. I hope you feel better soon. Oh, you don't want to go anywhere on your own? Well, that could be a little bit of anxiety. How much longer you can hang in there, Jax? Well, if you hang in there one day at a time and you notice moments of grace, I think I need to send that video to everybody here. Well, let me ask, in the 35 years you've been struggling with depression, by the way, I'm 71, I first did it when I was 18, so I'm doing 53 years. Have you had moments of time where you actually felt pretty good and had some joy? That's what we live for. And also, you're still not done. You may find a treatment tomorrow that really helps. Have you tried TMS? Getting a dog helped me with nighttime anxiety. Susan Jones says, yes, animals can be amazingly healing. Yeah, when you're fully conscious, you're usually at your best, Alex, as we all are. Robase 551, my anxiety is so bad that I can't talk anymore. I feel normal and Klonopin, but my doctor is skeptical about me taking it daily. Well, when I had my agitated depression, my doctor gave me a prescription and told me to take it every day, 0.5 milligram, but everybody's different. Of course, it's not for the long term. So, it's for you and your doctor to work out, but short-term use, Klonopin is usually all right, but Jay Orgonaut says, I'm 48 and I feel like a child in a man's body. I'm 71, I feel like I'm 25 in a man's body. Very common, very common. A fear of feeling alone of sleep that I'm afraid of. Something's going to happen, I won't ever wake up. That is definite anxiety that you're struggling with. Again, if you had a pet, you could sleep with, like a dog. That might help. I understand you need to have somebody be around you, but A of the system, you're only 18, you've got your whole life ahead of you. You're so lucky. You might even get to be here at the turn of the century. I have moments of joy. Forgive me. What is TMS? My friend just told me about it today. It's called transcranial magnetic stimulation. I have a video on it. It's the kinder ECT. That's what TMS is. By the way, we could also use a few more donations. Edward and Robert have really come to the fore, and Danielle. I think that's the only 3 donations we've had so far. Yeah, I wouldn't have woken up this morning if God didn't have a purpose. Yeah. No, humanity is, look, still no one's telling me what happened, in 1848. No one's still mentioning it. That was one of the greatest things in human history. Wake up 2:30 a.m. What then? Well, I'm doing a video called "What to Do When You Wake Up in the Middle of the Night." There are lots of things to do. listen to calming music, count backwards. Do I know people take reuptake inhibitors to treat premature ejaculation? Absolutely no idea. Sometimes those things diminish your sexuality. Lee Benet, how long is TMS supposed to take to work? I've been done 20 sessions. Well, it's supposed to take like 36, but you know, it's pretty subtle and it doesn't work for everybody. But if it doesn't work, don't give up. There's something else around the corner. But 36 sessions is what you get. Xanax, opiates, and ibuprofen, also behavior modification work good. Yeah, well, that's good. Problem with Xanax and opiates, you develop an tolerance for them. So let's focus on the behavior modification. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We are improving our conditions of change. Thank you very much. Yeah, ask your doc about TMS. As I say, it's you don't have to be seriously depressed like you do to get ECT. Lyrica is for what? Lyrica lazarmeria is for sleep, just like Ambien. Madame Roy, you always love to come here and give us your email address. You can count on it. Did you hear I'll send you a clip of my new book, audiobook. Yeah, well, hey Dave Durango, nice to see you. Well, Zoloft does kill the sex drive for many people. Since I've started making more steps forward than backwards, my healing is accelerated. So Alex, you're making progress. Absolutely. Too much canned tomatoes? That's very funny. I happen to like tomatoes. I eat tomato sauce all the time. Okay, I just gotta. Just come at 1:10. My co-author is coming by to say hello. All right, Lyrica is good for generalized anxiety disorder. It lifts the mood. It's better than the benzos. Yeah, well, it's mostly for sleep, so I guess you're using it off-label. I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning, got out of bed around 5, made coffee and had a little. It was good morning. Well, there you have it. So you seem to have survived your early morning awakening. Robert Jenkins has recommended some videos. And what recommendation videos are you recommending, Robert Jenkins? I don't see what they are. Maybe you could say them again. I had to go ahead. Oh, my videos. Well, that's always a good thing to do. Thank you, Robert Jenkins. I'll take a recommendation any day. I had severe withdrawal from Lyrica after only a few weeks of use. I'm telling you, these medications are a double-edged sword. Please speak about yoga. Well, yoga has been around for 5,000 years. It's a wonderful thing to do. I don't know what Limerence is. Dave Durango, I'll have to look it up. Maybe somebody could explain that to me. I'll look it up. Any recommendations for supplements to help with perimenopause and depression? Talk to your doctor about that. I mean, of course, I know vitamin D and what's it called? Omega-3 fatty acids are always recommended for depression, but you should be working with a nutritionally oriented doctor. Mohammed has not come. That's funny, James French. Not quite appropriate, but it was funny. Why is it that so many people go through breakdowns, have spiritual awakenings? Because the dark night of the soul is an archetype of human experience. That's why. It's something that everybody has to go through once you're on the spiritual path. Sorry, no exceptions. Oops, I hit the wrong button here. Let me go back to. There we are. He was here at the beginning of the live chat? Well, great. All right, so what am I looking up? Limerence. You got it. Seneca Falls Convention. Yes, yes, yes. Launching women's suffrage movement in the United States. In America, we just had the American experience. 72 years it took the women to get to vote. And Elizabeth Cady Stanton said something amazing. He says, it's like we're planting winter wheat. It will come to fruition this spring for other people to reap. What an amazing person she was. Wow. What do I know about intrusive thoughts? I have them all the time. I watch them come and I watch them go. You should talk to Robert Jenkins about that. He's been dealing with them a long time. Yes, hang in there, Jax. I'm not quite sure what you're dealing with, but it will pass, whatever it is. How is Big No? I don't know. Talk to Robert Jenkins. He saw him. I know he relapsed, but I think he's hanging in there. Yes, break up, break down, break through. Name of one of my videos. Anyway, Dave Durango. I need to look up limerence. L-I-M-E-R-A. Yeah, what is limerence? A state of mind which results from romantic attraction to another person, typically includes obsessive thoughts and fantasies, and a desire to form and maintain a relationship with the object of love and have one's feelings reciprocated. Wow. Unrequited love is old as the hills. Okay, so now I have to find the question, right, about limerence. Well, it's something we all fall into, but if it's not based on reality, you can get a lot of disappointment. Yeah, I got it, Dave. I just read it. So, so what was the question about limerence? Now I have to find what the person asked about it. Anyway, whatever it is, it's something you probably don't want to visit too often because it looks like it's probably a no-win solution, unless, of course, you know, it's reciprocated. Anyway, Decaz, you got the right. You got the right answer. If you email me, I will send you my chart. Just email me, Douglas Block. Hold on. DouglasBlock@gmail.com. DouglasBlock@gmail.com. It's 45 minutes after the hour. I'm having a meeting with my co-author at 1:05. Need to get off a little bit early. 3/4 of the way through this wonderful live chat. Again, a beautiful day in July in Portland. Hot as hell in Midwest. And what else? Oh yes, the anniversary of the great Seneca Falls Conference in New York, which launched the women's suffrage movement. Boy, these people were complete visionaries, were they not? You know what? One of the people in the newspaper said, Philadelphia Inquirer, a woman on her own is nothing. As a wife, she's everything. Can you believe that people used to believe that and still do in some parts of the world? I'll tell you, boys and girls, America has a lot of problems, but we have made progress in some areas, and this has been one of them. There were no women doctors back then, no women lawyers, no women senators, nothing. Look what's happened in 160 years. Great stuff. All right. Yeah, email me, Decaz. Tell me what your real name is and where you live. I'd be curious. What do you get when you put wings on a cow? A flying cow. All right. Yes, congratulations, Decaz, for getting that answer. I highly, highly, highly. Wow. Edward Steiner just became a $50 patron. That's $50 a month. I got to send him signed copies of every book I've ever written. I'm going to. I'm glad I didn't send out the other stuff yet. Edward Steiner rises to the top of benefactors of this channel. We all need to, come on, clap for Edward Steiner. I have a Patreon account. You can go there and become a sustainer. $2 a month is what most people give, or 10, but 50? Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. I've got your phone number. I'm going to call you and thank you personally sometime in the next couple of days. Thank you so much, Edward. All right. How was I doing when I was 30? Well, I just dropped out of chiropractic school and I had nothing going for me, but I did start writing my first book on astrology, so that was good. So life began at 30. My 20s were hopeless. 30 is nothing, Marin W. I didn't start coming into my own until I was 46. 30 is very young. You keep trying. You keep asking. You keep praying. I do believe in prayer. Seek and you shall find. I have an idea, says Gustav. Let's make a deal to be here next Sunday. We can see how we're doing. That's what it's about. It's about support, mutual support. Yes, Decaz. Male, female, and someone just gave me 2020. Was that Robert Jenkins? Given Randy, you've not contributed before. You're wonderful. I called Sign Unity after the chat last week. It was very helpful. Douglas, thank you for everything. Thank you for suggesting it. Well, I'll suggest it again, Given Randy. I love your names, by the way. So, anybody struggling on any level about anything, but especially if you're in a lot of pain, 1-816-969-2000. It's a 24-hour prayer line. Except I put payer instead of prayer. Okay. It is a prayer loan. Okay, let's try prayer line. I should have paid more attention in typing class. Here you go, Sound Unit. Anybody who's struggling right now, call that number. Windkite. I did a video called How to Stop Intrusive Thoughts. Go to my YouTube channel and just type in intrusive thoughts, or email me and I will send you a link to the video. I did a whole video on intrusive thoughts. Essentially, you have three things you can do. You can just detach. You can have an affirmation like, you're a nitwit. No, I'm a child of God. Or you can distract. Get out and run around the block, or call a friend, or shoot some hoops. So be mindful, allow them to be, say a positive affirmation, or do something and turn your attention away from them. We generate the results in life we think we deserve, Jacob Dunn. Nice to see you. That's a very profound statement. Yes, you're right, Alex. Dark, lonely nights happen on the spiritual path. Good people don't exist. What about the people on this channel, Mobius Zero? Huh? Aren't good people right here? I think you're suffering from, Mobius Zero? Black and white thinking is what you're suffering from. All or nothing thinking. Oh. What is MVD? Not quite sure what that means, but all right, I'm just looking to see what I've missed. Marin, I hope you answered the question. With great compassion comes great malice. I wonder why. That doesn't make sense. I love limericks. There once was a lady named Perkins who was very fond of sweet jerkins. She went on a spree in 893 and messed up her internal workings. Betsy, I love it. I don't know what jerkins are, but that's a great limerick. Yes, limericks are amazing. There once was a lady from Taiju who sat on the back of a tiger, and something the tiger returned with a lead even Niger and cider. Anyway, it's very, very famous. I learned it when I was really young. Pressure in the head, yes, of course. Tension forms right back here. If you massage the base of your skull, sometimes you can get rid of that pressure in the head. Definitely a symptom of stress, I'm sure. You're going through a dark night of soul. What goes down must come up. All right, Remron for chronic insomnia. Of course, it's always used for chronic insomnia. Don't like it, makes me feel like a zombie. We'll take less. Yeah, I'm reading some more. How do you deal with anxiety symptoms like chest tightness? Well, deep breathing, exercise, and progressive muscle relaxation. I have a whole couple of videos on anxiety, and of course, go work with the doctor. Absolutely. And I don't know what TN is, but it better not be trigeminal neuralgia, because that's a horrible thing to have. All right. Couldn't get on to live checks. Started casting about you, Douglas. Glad you're already here. Yeah, I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, but you never know. You know what John Lennon says, life is what happens to us when we're busy making other plans. Anyway, thank you, Edward Steiner, for your contribution. Thank you, Gibbon Randy. Thank you, Robert Jenkins. Thank you for Danielle. Thank you for the people who are contributing. We have 8 minutes left. Maybe get a couple more. Any advice? More March-born Aries. Well, Aries is the pioneer. Got to always recreate yourself and be doing something that excites you. You would not do well as a bank teller. Look at the thoughts, don't put judgment. That's great. Great, Robert Jenkins. Akathisia, that's tough. I had it. The good news is that nothing lasts forever. Yes, Alex. Have you heard about Ho'oponopono? I think it's some sort of a Hawaiian healing technique. All right. I'm looking at what you guys said. Thank you, John Gaffil. Nice to see you. You haven't had good experience with cancers, too sensitive, emotionally turbulent? Oh, you mean Cancer, the sun sign? They are very sensitive. My wife has moon in Cancer. She is emotionally turbulent, but she's also incredibly nurturing and loyal. So, you don't have a perfect relationship. You take the good with the bad. Ask anybody who's been married. Distractions do work. You're right. I'm just reading your comments. Self-talk in your head can be like getting motivated by someone. Absolutely. We love Moby. This too shall pass. Yes. I don't know what you loved, Alex Haynes, but you're welcome. Look up Big No video as well as on rumination. She's got it. Hey, Alex, could you give me your email address? I think I have it. Overthinking depression? Yeah, when you overthink things and you ruminate, it definitely makes depression worse. Yeah, let's hear another limerick, by the way. I should get a book of them. They are just so amazing. No avail, one of a dose of Seroquel, well, that knocks you out. Have you tried Have you tried Ambien? Talk to your doctor. I can't recommend medications, but there are medications just for sleep, Leah Benetti. And of course, they all have a downside. Look at this video for overthinking, says Robert Jenkins. Life is suffering, yes, but there's also joy, You know the old saying, life's a bitch and then you die? A New Age version is life is the joy and then you ascend, right? But yes, in the middle of the suffering is the joy, absolutely. Thank you for inspiration. Life feels so hard right now. Well, RB Dove, life is hard all over the world. This COVID virus has got everybody knocked on their tush. In America especially, we are not doing a very good job of controlling it. I'm not going to say point fingers, but we have really been bad compared to Germany and Italy. Italy was like a poster child for COVID gone crazy, and now they're opening up their economy because they did social distancing and they did the right things early. America, unfortunately, has not done that, and we are paying the price, are we not? Thank you again, Douglas. You're an inspiration to help so many people. See you next week, God willing. Yes, or Goddess willing, actually. Here, I'll type that out. My good friend Demetri George is the queen of spirituality, women's spirituality. Goddess. And speaking of Goddess willing, I want you to go to the American Experience. I want you to Google this, a two-part documentary about the suffrage movement. Please watch it. These women were so brave and sacrificed themselves so, things could be better in this country and all over the world, actually. The American Experience. Google that and then put, quote, the Did anybody see that documentary besides me? Yeah, Mobius, again, my condolences about your father. Yeah, I can imagine. Dave Durango gave out his email address. Would you like to be informed when my audiobook comes out? Yes, without my depression, James French, I would not be doing the work I'm doing. Yes, it has paid dividends. You do get dividends from suffering. Again, what doesn't kill me makes me wiser is what I said on the video today. Anyways, anybody watch the vote on the American Experience? It's amazing. Susan Jones, I'm especially really thankful to all of you, especially Douglas. Well, I'll be looking forward to sending you a notice when my book comes out on yes, and thank you GPH, to all of us on live chat. It's about you, not about me. Is that another, Edward Steiner, you're on a roll. I hope you're not having manic. Oh no, that's the same $50, thank you. I thought you'd given it again, yes. She's a singer-songwriter. I love the joke, Edward. Only people who know this about sewing machines will get it, but I love that joke. Well, yes, Dave, send me your email address one more time and I'll let you know when it comes out. Oh yeah, Freddie, nice. Barnberg, I love your name. Oh, I get so mad at people who don't wear masks. Well, that's a lot of people, unfortunately. Remember to smile and say hello to your Asian neighbors. Well, I don't have any Asian neighbors, but when I meet an Asian, I definitely will smile. No question. They have to wear masks in Scotland. Are you from Scotland, James D? I love Scotland. I live there. I always want to be there. And someone just sent me 10 euros. And who was that? GPH. Nice. Well, I know you live in Europe. Nice. Good night to you, and thanks for being here. Green Jewel, I hope you're doing well and keeping cool. Yes, I have the fan on. It's going to be 89 degrees. I'm going up to the cemetery when we're 2,000 feet above sea level. All right. Good moderators. Yes, Freddie Barberg, I love your name. Well, it's 12:59. We have 1 minute left. You will be able to chat amongst yourselves for 10 minutes after we sign off. Next week is the 26th, my favorite number of the universe. All good things happen on the 26th, and maybe next Sunday will be the case. COVID's like an experiment with kids getting one candy now and two candies later. America's the kid who shoved this piece up his nose while the instructions were being read. Very nice metaphor, Anthony Olson. I so agree with you. Mass sanitizers, yes, I agree. What's the weather doing in Oregon? Today, 89 high in Portland. Tomorrow, 92, 93 on Tuesday, and then it gets back to normal, low 80s, high 70s. All right. Have a peaceful week. You too, RCB. Sorry about your loss. Sorry about everybody who's suffering. But remember, there is grace, and there is consciousness, and there is growth. Yes, your memory will get back to normal. Sana, the hippocampus, the organ in the brain that deals with memory, it does shrink, but then when you get better, it comes back to its normal state. You're 86K Bailey. Wow, you've doubled in your age. Oh, you mean 86 people watching. Thank you. Remember, sugar and caffeine and alcohol can't fill the void. Yes, but caffeine could certainly help. Greetings from Sola. Abdullah, nice to see you. We're 1 minute over. Your family's in Oregon? Come up and visit. I'd love to meet you. Wow, yes. Well, Winkite, are you in Miami? The COVID is going crazy there. What are you doing about it? 15 minutes of your life. I feel so welcome, Jack Stacks. Yes. I have this in my calendar for next week. Hugs from Canada. Well, hugs to you. And C, 83 from Oklahoma, is still going strong. The only person besides Madeline Roy who's on this live chat who's older than I am. Another Ogden Nash my dad used to quote, I think I shall never see a billboard lovely as a tree. Perhaps unless the billboards fall, I'll never see a tree at all. Unless the billboards fall, I'll never see a tree at all. Yep, Ogden Nash. Not too many people know who he is, but we do. All right. Yes, WhatsApp and Telegram is a good way for you guys to be in touch with each other. I agree with you. You should go do that amongst yourselves. You're in Las Vegas. It's probably hot there too. But anyway, you're welcome, Kevin. And have a safe week, Susan Jones, all of you. And till we meet again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Stay safe, wear your masks, be smart, and remember, this too shall pass, even the COVID. All right, last comment from Iman Alapur. I've been experiencing terrible hypnic jerks lately. You might have some sort of restless something syndrome. Definitely get to a psychiatrist or a doctor. That would be very good. Yeah, I know you have family in Portland. When you visit them, come stop by. All right. Yeah, I'll look forward to it, Roller Girl. Like your name. And yeah, the guy with the jerks, go check it out with the doctor. That would be very helpful. See you next week, July 26th.